Hi, this is Farhan and welcome back to another video. In the past 24 hours, we have received an absolutely massive update from this Ripple lawsuit, the lawsuit that has hampered the price of XRP. Not just the price of XRP, but a lot of folks who have invested in XRP, they're tired of this lawsuit. But thankfully and finally, we are moving towards the end of this lawsuit. And as we have been moving towards this end of the lawsuit, we have gotten a lot of details. Now, in the past 24 hours, we have had a major leak, and this has kind of revealed some very interesting information that has come to light, especially regarding that infamous speech. Now, for those folks who have been following this lawsuit for quite some time might know about this infamous speech, the speech in which basically former finance director William Hinman said that Bitcoin and Ether are basically not securities. And that is what Ripple has been trying to do with this lawsuit, kind of saying that, hey, look, if Bitcoin, Ether are not securities, so is XRP, because it is very similar to that. And as you guys already know, that SEC has been really hiding this, really not giving these documents to Ripple, even though the judge multiple times, I think about 5 times, has said that, hey, give those important emails and documents to Ripple attorneys. But they have not been doing so, and now we finally know why. What is so important in these emails? And this was thanks to basically getting a lot of information on his calendars, William Hinman's calendar, and we have got to know some very, very important details. And in today's video, I will be telling you guys exactly what. Let's start off with the absolutely biggest update, basically the shocking news which we got in the last 24 hours. And this is thanks to Fox Business. They put out basically saying something which a lot of us were expecting. And that is at the start of December of 2020, basically when the lawsuit was going to be announced towards the end of December, Ripple and the SEC were going to settle. And the SEC agreed that they were going to settle with Ripple. That would have basically ended the lawsuit just before it even officially became something, because Ripple was going to pay a big fine. But one of the criteria which the SEC was saying that, hey, they are not going to classify XRP as a non-security. I mean, it would have not been great, but that would mean that there would be no lawsuit at all. But because of one person, former finance director of SEC, William Hinman, he intervened and he basically kind of stopped this settlement going forward, which is absolutely shocking. Now, I have to say that this is not a verified. This is being presented forward by Fox Business, but this is absolutely crazy. As we have here, John Deaton, who is basically the attorney of more than 70,000 XRP holders, he puts it, in other words, Ripple would pay a fine and settle and would accept moving forward with the status quo. It being unclear whether the SEC would go after others selling XRP, not the best ideal for Ripple. It will limit the growth in the United States for sure. If Ali's sources is correct and Hinman killed the deal, then it is more evidence that the conflicts were much more than appearance of impropriety, but actual impropriety. The fact that Hinman's last day was December 4, 2020, and that he returned as a private citizen to the SEC while he was heading back to Simpson & Thacher, a member of the EEA, which exclusively promotes Ether, to influence the settlement discussions with Ripple is criminal. And he puts it towards the end, I'm more confident than ever that we will get the investigation after the midterms. Even the most ardent Ripple haters should be outraged. Clayton, as a chairman, is a disgrace for allowing this under his watch. Basically, this is absolutely crazy. That means the SEC and Ripple were going to settle at the start. Ripple was going to pay a huge fine. It might not have been that great, but that would mean that there would be a lawsuit. But as you guys already know, that's not what happened. And William Hinman, who is basically part of, let's just say, part of the team that is really promoting Ether. Now, personally, for me, I have invested both in Ether and XRP, so I would want both of them to do good. But in cases like this, seeing people, if this is true, people from Ether, especially people like William Hinman, coming out and kind of making Ripple and XRP in a bad spotlight and kind of crushing the hopes of a lot of millions of XRP investors out there. This is absolutely terrible. Then we have on Fox Business, maybe the most controversial part of the class action suit involves what the XRP holders believe is the SEC's motivation in suing Ripple. XRP holders contend the SEC met regularly with industry officials associated with XRP's biggest competitor, Ether, to discuss crypto industry regulations. The name of another big competitor of XRP also appears on Hinman meeting schedule, the aforementioned Satoshi Nakamoto of Bitcoin, Fox Business has learned. Now there are two things from here. First, basically SEC was constantly talking to Ether, the people kind of in charge of promoting Ether, and they were kind of leading the regulations for the crypto, because at that time the finance director William Hinman, he was kind of like the top boss when it comes to regulations related to crypto, basically who to go after, and he was in constant talks with it. The next crazy thing which we found out that SEC from his calendar, William Hinman's calendar, that they met Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, when I read this at first, I was like, wait, that cannot be possible, because nobody really knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, the creator of Bitcoin. Nobody knows that. And then after going back and forth with him, they later realized that the Satoshi Nakamoto that they met is actually not the real person. He was basically a fraudster, and they were just laughing about it. But towards the end of this article on Fox Business, we have, which basically sums up the entire thing that a lot of Ripple investors have been saying for quite some time, and that is the calendar entries demonstrate that Ethereum founders and investors had exclusive access to the leadership at the SEC, Deaton told Fox Business. It was a very exclusive club, and Ripple and XRP were not in it. Basically, this sums up everything. They were constantly talking to the folks over at Ether, but not with the people at Ripple. Well, this was absolutely crazy that we got to find this out within the last 24 hours. But as we move forward in this lawsuit, well, we are going to be knowing a lot more details, especially in the month of October, when both sides, Ripple and the SEC, they are going to be replying to each other's briefs. So for that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Now, even though we did not really see the settlement, but personally for me, I'm kind of glad. Now we have basically reached the end of this lawsuit. We are only a couple of months away from getting a final verdict from the judge, and from what we are seeing so far, Ripple truly has the upper hand in this lawsuit. That means that if it goes in favor of Ripple, it does not only go in favor of XRP, but it goes in favor of the entire crypto industry, which is absolutely amazing. If they had settled at the start, it would have not been that great for XRP investors, especially for those investors who live in the United States. So basically, I mean, on the other side, if you can also argue that we would have done absolutely amazing, especially XRP price would have done absolutely amazing last year during the crazy bull run, when the price of XRP, even during the lawsuit, it touched almost $2. So if there was no lawsuit, you could only imagine how high the price could be. But thankfully, by the time we are going to hit the next bull run, the lawsuit would have ended, and let's see where the price of XRP goes then. Well guys, that was the video for today. Thank you for watching this. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing, and as always, I will see you next time.